you have to strategically align yourself with individuals who are on a certain frequency that you're aiming, that you're trying to get to. If I want to be a doctor, either I got two choices, really. I need to be around doctors,
right,
or people who are striving to become doctors.
right.
I mean, that just makes too much sense.
Too much. At least somebody that's in the medical field.
Because they're gonna understand you. They're gonna understand like what some people, they don't understand, like, why you doing this, and why you gotta spend time with this? Well, why you gotta do this, and why you got, because they have their own journey that they're on. And it may not be something bad. And sometimes, that's what I learned. Sometimes it may not even be that the person's like on a bad trajectory.
Yeah.
They're just not on where you're trying to get to.
Yeah.
And so you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. That's why the scriptures literally says that, carefully choose your friends.
Yeah.
When you in school, I tell students all the time, this is like one of my pet peeves to them. Especially if I know there's a student who are they're usually a good, getting good grades, and they're not having a lot of behavioral issues, in the building, and next thing you know, they just start doing, and I'm like, where did this come from? And so I try to look at where's the connection.
Right.
And you always have that reference point of that one person that they start hanging with, and now their behavior just altered.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you know what I mean? Now you're doing like, hey, you gotta be able to see, like, this is not going to help you.
Yes.
So that's something that we're, that the Proverbs highlighted, and said, listen. And it was almost like he witnessed this.
Yeah.
It was almost like he witnessed like individuals who he had known that was on a certain path, and then they start hanging with the wrong people.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, they've been led astray.
He lived it also.
And he also
friends, but it was, strange woman made him go.
There you
go the other way. You know what I mean?
Made him do strange and stranger things.
Strange God, strange
upside down
behavior.
world.
Yeah, man. You can find your way you can find yourself thinking that bad is good and good is bad based on who you hanging around. And people, like we said, we talking about peer pressure, the desire to be a part of something. That's why people join gangs, because they want to be a part of something. Normally people who join gangs and fraternities and stuff like that, they didn't experience a lot of love and connection in their household, and they go out into the world and they want to belong. Mm-hmm. They want to be a part of something, and that's usually what happens. And they end up getting, I won't say taken advantage of, but for a moment in time, it feels good to them.
Oh yeah. Got somebody with me.
I'm a part of a family. We're a family. We're going to be down. We're going to do this.
Oh, man, that's my family right there, man.
Exactly. But your family is leading you somewhere you don't want to go.
Absolutely.
And this happens all the time.
It's a daily thing at all different levels, at all different ages. This is not just a teenage conversation either. This is, adults. Because for some reason, we think that peer pressure stops at a certain age or something. I mean, I seen senior citizens with peer pressure. Or their peers, you know what I mean? Like they start competing with with items and all kind of like it just becomes, you got to choose your friends wisely.
Yeah, you do.
You got to choose your friends. That's something that we should be praying for, really.
Yes.
Like, is this a friend that I need to be? Lord,
right.
Guide me to the right friends. Guide me to the right people that will help me on, to fulfill my purpose and to do the things that you want me to do.
Also, people that I can help.
Absolutely.
People that I can help them, and we can help each other.
Absolutely. And iron sharpens iron.
Steel sharpens steel. So that should be, a friendship should be one of reciprocal nature.
Absolutely.
Where you scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Yeah.
We can pour into each other, and we can compliment each other in a way to where there's progress, positive progress.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, most importantly, to strengthen our connection and up our knowledge and wisdom. with Jesus Christ, because ultimately that's everything.
And as you know, as brothers and sisters in the Lord, that's our job to edify one another.
Yes.
To sharpen, to make us, better and more suitable for the work of the Lord and for, the purposes and the assignments that He's given us. And so we have to make sure that you're, like I say, iron sharpens iron, that you're not hanging around something that can't sharpen you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you trying to get better at basketball, but you keep playing only your little brother. You know what I mean? You're not going to get better.
You got to play somebody better than
you. You gotta go up against somebody that is at least your skill level or higher, to be able to bring your game up higher.
Yeah.
And that, that's how that go. And that's in any facet of life. That's in any facet of life. Yeah. You want to be, it's an old saying, if every time you go in a room, you're the smartest person, you're in the wrong room, something like that. You need to get in the room with people who can give you a jolt,
right?
And something that can help you and push you to your next level. And the only way you do that is by allowing others to edify you, number one, and number two, you picking people that is capable of edifying you.
Yeah.
It's a difference between being with people and them being around you. Jesus constantly had people around him.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They were coming around him. Yeah. He wasn't going around them. Now he would go into where they are.
Yeah.
He I think there's a story in there where he went at Matthew's house, and the Bible say that he was just talking with the publicans and sinners, and then the Pharisees was looking and saying, why is he over there why is he
why you fraternizing with the
right? And he said, does a healthy man need a doctor? He said, no, the sick. He said, I'm the doctor here. They come in to get the healing that they need.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, and I think that's important to teach our young people that, some people are around you because you do sharpen them. And sometimes you don't necessarily have to push them away because they may not have a certain, have the capacity to sharpen you in certain areas, but they're not a negative. It's a difference between having a negative influence and a person who just not, able to sharpen you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's a difference.
They're not dead. They're not holding you back.
They're not holding you back.
It's
you know
not
what I
hurting
mean?
you for them to be near you or whatever.
Right.
Like the woman who touched Jesus' garment as he's walking past, and then he looks at, who touched me?
Right.
But it didn't hurt him. It's just that she was in the right spot at the right time to get what she needed.
Right.
And that's good. I think that's good.
Absolutely.
I think that's good, but
you gotta choose them carefully though, man.
Choose them. The main thing you need to understand is that you have a choice.
You got a choice.
You're not stuck with nobody.
Right.
And you ain't even got to be a friend. It could be a relative.
I was literally just
brother,
about to say that.
Your cousin.
Yep.
I've experienced all kind of stuff with family where I'm like, I didn't expect that from you.
Co-workers.
And it's not personal. Co-workers.
It's
not personal. It's just, all right, I'm going to step over here. And, you step over here. Ain't no issue, no drama. It's just, I'm going this way, you going that way. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just remember, you have a choice.
Absolutely. You got a choice.
You got a choice in the matter. That's, in my opinion, next to eternal life and salvation and Jesus dying for our sins, the ability to choose is an underrated thing that we don't really talk about that God has given us. He's given us the ability to say yay or nay to even him.
Yeah, that's a powerful thing.
He's
the
not gonna
freedom
force
of choice.
Freedom of choice.
Freedom of choice.
The fact that you can deny God's existence is because he gave you the power to do it. You don't even realize that your ability to say that God don't exist, he even gave you that.
That's a bad God, ain't he? He said, listen,
he cold.
Hey, you want me or you don't want me.
There you
go.
know
what I mean? Like, do what you gonna do.
No fake love.
And then you know what? He's so bold with it. He gives us the answer. He said, listen, no, you can choose life or death. Choose life.
Right.
But it's gonna be up to you whether you choose. And I think we go through that, you know, especially with the friend thing. We go through that all the time, you know, trying to make the right choices, and the right associations. Man, that was a good one. So Proverbs 12:26. You want to go through the next Proverbs?
Yeah, I got you. So next one is Proverbs chapter 13, verse 20. And it reads, he who walks with wise men will be wise. But the companion of fools will be destroyed.
Man.
The companion of fools will be destroyed. So, you know, what you think about that, D?
I think, you know, the thing that stands out, I don't know why it stands out to me so much, is the walk part. He said he walks with wise men. Because, you know, a lot of times we at some point in time interact with people who have a lot of wisdom. You know, maybe they may come in and maybe we just have a conversation or whatever. But it's a difference in walking with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because walking with them mean that you're on this path. You're on this path with them. You're trying to reciprocate what they've done.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're replicating what they did. You walking this thing out. You ain't just listening. It ain't said that he that listened to wise people. You know?
Right.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
You got to take this journey, at least part of it.
Right.
You got to at least be going in the same direction.
You got to.
You know, let's come on, OG. Let's you know, let me walk with you for a minute.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the main thing.